Hi. So, just to recap on where we left off, today is March 25th, 2020. My birthday was March 12th. Happy birthday to me. But we left off with me being very thankful and showing a lot of gratitude, to God, because, when I had lost my place, I was going through a state of depression. I didn't know I was going through a state of depression until I had a nervous breakdown or some type of psychiatric breakdown. Or whatever you want to call it, slipped, or lost my mind or whatnot, just due to stress, and it started out as depression. So now where I am, I have been staying very low key. I started going back to church, which I believe would give me guidance and give me something to look forward to as far as hearing the word. I know that, like, sometimes I'd be like, God, show me a scripture in the Bible, or show me a sign. So when I went to church, every time I went, the word was pertaining to what I was going through. So I continued to go. Right now, we're in the quarantine season where everybody's going on lockdown. So getting to the point, I want to say depression is a very serious situation. I was unaware of anxiety, depression, and just other things that people go through, in stressful states of, their mind, in their life. So I had went to the hospital, and they wound up putting me in the psych ward or whatever for just 5 days, until I had calmed down or whatever. The first level that I went to, which really was the third floor, ridiculous. The scariest thing I ever experienced in my life. I think I told y'all. I still pray for those women who were in there, and I do believe that God had a lot to do with this situation as far as showing me something and me learning from that situation, because when I first went in there, even though I was out of my mind, I still had that attitude like I didn't belong there, that I didn't belong amongst those women, but which I feel like I don't, but they probably feel the same as well. People don't, I did not understand and know that people have these trials. And when I came to my senses, as far as Mickey, you're no better than anybody. Just like this happened to you in a split second, it can happen to them. It can happen to anybody in a split second, so don't undermine them, or don't be so, into yourself that you fail to realize the things that's going on around you on a daily basis. People need help. People need guidance. People need hope. And when I went in there and I was changing, those women began to change. And those women, we was just it was so positive. They were, laughing after I was laughing, and we were playing hangman with using positive quotes. And like I said, that's just a recap of the things that happened. And women started getting released, and then it was my turn. Thank you, God, so a lot went on there. So where I am today is I realized I don't want to continue to work a 9 to 5. Why, Mickey? Why don't you want to work a 9 to 5? What are you trying to say about 9 to 5s? I'm not trying to say anything bad about 9 to 5s. Just the fact that, I'm sorry, it was a wasp. The only thing that kills me about 9 to 5 is that it stressed me out, because it's not a 9 to 5. It's, random shifts that they want you to work, or they calling you in, and that's life. I get it. But for my life, I want something more substantial. I want something more promising. I want something I'm making so much money that I can fall back on in case things get hectic like it did. What happened in my life was like a domino effect, and it was a lot of things that were out of my control, because I tried doing my very best, going to work, if it was either overnight or morning shift. I made my sacrifices and I did what I had to do, but I am not in control. And I think that was my problem. I wanted to be in control of everything. So I realized, I said, I found a work from home job through a church lady that didn't work out for me. But also in that particular area, there was an opportunity for me to be able to go to school for IT programming. So it took me several weeks to get this paperwork done. I had to have the address to match my ID, which I no longer have at home. And I had to, make sure I had all my documents. I had to go back and forth. I had to take a test, before you can even get into the program. I'm going back and forth with these things, and I had barely passed the test. Thank the Lord. And so after that, I said, thank the Lord. So funny. I sound country. I'm sorry. I thank God that I did pass. It wasn't number God, because to be honest, I'm not even going to get into what I was off, but I got accepted, y'all. Now, right before I got accepted, I was also looking for a part-time job. You know how that go. You put in applications, you turn in your resumes, and I could not get a job for 9 to 11 months, and I'm constantly looking for work. And so when I went to this program, they teach you how to make resumes and stuff. So I thought that the wording on my resumes was good enough, but it was the format that what got people's attention as far as my resume. So I got into a part-time. I let them know the hours I can and can't work. What the person was looking for was 3 to 11 at night, and I can't do that due to my, me having my children. She wanted to work around that, which was perfect for me. So now I'm working while the kids are in school, 8 to 2 part-time, meaning the other 2 days that I have available, I will be going to school. So like I said, I'm back in church. I'm getting guidance. I'm trying to stay focused. I told myself I got a 3-year frame to stay determined until I'm 30. That's when I want to be set in my career. This program is an 18-month program, 2-year program. You can be finished in 18 months, and in 6 months you get your job placement while you're in it. So I will be making more money than I make today. And since, my bills are not as high, I had to evaluate my situation. Like, okay, Mickey, you used to getting a certain type of pay, but now that you don't have as much responsibility, now you can get paid, just enough money to get you by. And let me stop right there and tell you why I say just to get me by. Because my kid's father, for some reason, we don't see eye to eye. And I give him the benefit of the doubt due to the fact that he has a military background. And it seems as though he's disconnected. I'm not bashing him or anything like that. But the help that I'm getting from him is causing stress on me, because you don't get to penny and dime me when it comes to these kids. But that's what he's been doing. So now that I have this part-time job where I could put a little cash in my pocket, I don't have to ask him for anything. If he wants to see the boys, I don't have a problem with that. But again, back to the point, I'm just trying to set up certain things in my life step by step that can accommodate me as I go through this process. So part-time, and then going to school, make sure I'm getting my church in. And again, we're on a quarantine, so you can watch it from live. But I feel different. I feel like I'm getting back up there. When you are going through a state of depression, you have to find your way out, because I know they prescribe some type of medication and help as far as talking to friends, but it's easier said than done. Talking to friends sometimes don't even help you, because it's their own opinion. You got to find out what makes you happy. You got to find out what helps you. And so I think that I have been climbing to the top, and I am just climbing this ladder right out of this dark hole, and I've been doing so much better, and I have been feeling so much better. And I'm sorry that it took me so long to do a video, but I needed to have some type of proof before I made one. And all I'm saying is that I kept, every morning, I refused to lay in the house like I did when I was in depression. I slept all day trying to make the days go away, and just, I cry here and there, and I isolated myself from people, and I did not want to talk to people. But I had to evaluate my life and find hope, and refine balance, and just continue to coach myself and talk to people that were positive, and talk to bosses, and talk to people that are to me in a great position in their life, like radio personalities, entrepreneurs, and things of that nature. When it comes to family and friends, sometimes, not saying that their advice is bad, but it's hard to take their advice when sometimes those are the people that are bashing you. So you got to find somebody that you could talk to who barely knows you, so they can just take a sneak peek of your life and say, well, hey, this and that. But again, you need to be able to identify your own situation, your own crisis, your own chaos, so that you can calm it down with the things that pleases your storm. Okay, I need the sun to come out in my life. So that means I need to be the sun. I need to figure out what I need to do so that I can get in a better situation, so that I can make my life better. And that's what I did. So I am going to school for cybersecurity. And I work a part-time job. And I do not believe that I am suffering from depression anymore. I believe I feel so much better. Thank God. And I'm just going to continue to walk very slow in this process, in this journey, on my path, in my belief. I'm taking things one step at a time. If you ever feel like you move, you will know when you're moving too fast, because you'll feel uncomfortable with the speed of things. You know, I always felt like I was rushing. I had to do this, I had to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you handling business, cool, but also like you just have no, you just have to move slow. Not move slow and procrastinate. I mean, get done what need to be get done, but do it one thing at a time. So as I was looking for work and wasn't getting to work, I went on and was signing up for school. And then once I did finished all my paperwork for school, I got back into doing my paperwork and resume and job hunting after I completed me registering for school. You see what I'm saying? So you're knocking one thing out at a time. Do not overwhelm yourself. Do not carry a load that is too heavy. Know when to crawl, know when to walk, and know when to talk. That's it. Thank you. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed, lovely day.